Rich Hume is the General Manager of IBM Europe. Rich, our last intervention on this subject.
Good afternoon, everyone. So how important is big data? Well, at IBM, we think it's really important. In fact, over the last recent years, we spent $24 billion in building our capability around big data. And we fundamentally believe, as electricity was to the 19th century and oil to the 20th century, big data will be the biggest natural resource of the 21st century. At the forefront of it all, from our perspective, is something that we call cognitive computing. And we introduced cognitive computing 3 years ago in the US in a game show called Jeopardy! Since then, we've advanced quite significantly in many different industries and professions. And in fact, Renee had made the statement earlier that big data will transform industries and professions. And we're not only convinced of it, we're seeing it happen as we are living in today's world. Now, what makes Watson, our cognitive implementation, different? What makes it different is it understands English. It can speak the language, it can interpret the language. So, if one were to use the phrase, "your nose is running," Watson understands what that means. It understands that vegetarians eat vegetables, but humanitarians don't eat humans. It's a very, very engaging tool, and that's what makes it different. It enables large-scale interaction. We talked earlier about the need of the medical profession having to bring in lots of different technical skills into their industry. But at the practitioner level, with a conversational engagement, all of those statistics are held behind the curtain. Now, when you take a look at Watson, it actually has Q&A pattern algorithms. It ranks hypotheses. It gives you a clear view as to how certain it is in its answering and decision making. And it learns as it goes. It's taught by humans, and it consumes massive amounts of data. It seems this morning that the medical field is one that has great interest, so I'm going to carry on with that. So Watson's first project after the game show was within healthcare, and it was within cancer and oncology. And we had partnered with many different constituencies, but few of note here are MD Anderson Center in the US, in particular with leukemia. Obviously, you go and you load a simulation, if you will, of the patient's symptoms, their health history, and the ability that big data gives you, as Renee had pointed out earlier, is it can consume tens of thousands of cases of history. It can consume medical journals, and it can consume all kinds of periodicals that are available on the topic. And then at the end, it comes out with a highly personalized treatment option. And we've heard time and again from oncologists around the world using Watson that it has caused them to rethink their treatments based on what they have seen. Baylor University has also used Watson, and they were focused on the p53 protein. And what activates that? This is the protein that triggers cancer. Well, Watson consumed 70,000 articles, and in addition to that, it had consumed data beyond what was normally in that domain to take on this topic. And really, as part of this study, it had found 6 links that were never discovered before that are now being searched on. It would have taken a human 35 years just to read that information, let alone interpret that information. And WellPoint is another US company that was focused on lung cancer. And they had stated that prior to Watson, that 50% of the diagnosis was correct. Obviously, 50% was incorrect. With Watson, they feel that that rate of correct prognosis will go up to about 90%. Not all the way, but a huge step in the right direction. As it relates to jobs, I think that it's clear that when we take a look at our capabilities and what we're focused on, we're looking at accelerating, enhancing, and scaling human expertise. This is not about displacement, but it's about giving a more informed insight through a new tool to professionals. Thank you.